yutang ekang samayang bhagava Savantiyang viharati jetavane anatha pindikansa arame Atako anyatara devata abhinkantaya rantiya abhinkantavanna Kevalakampang jetavanang obasenva Yena bhagavate nupasangkami Upasangkaminva bhagavantang abhivadenva Ekamantang antasi Ekamantang titakosa devata Bhagavantang gataya anjabasi Bahudeva manunsaca mangalani acintayung Akangkamana suntanang brohi mangalamuntamang Asivanaca balanang panditanang ca sevana Puja ca pujaniyanang itang mangalamuntamang Patirupadesa vasoca pumbeja kata punyata Anta samma panidija etang mangalamuntamang Bahu sancanca simpanca vinayo ca susingkito Subhasita jaya vaca etang mangalamuntamang Mata
Namo Buddhaya, and good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma who have just logged into our SJPA Wednesday live Dhamma sharing over SJPA Facebook page and YouTube. Welcome back to those who joined Venerable Dhamma sharing last Wednesday. Venerable Ariya-dassana will be sharing with us part 3 of his talk, Teachings of All the Buddhas, according to Dhammapada, verse 183 and 184. That is, avoid evil, do good, purify the mind. Before we start, I would like to give a short introduction of Venerable Ariya-dassana for those who have just tuned in for the first time. Venerable Ariya-dassana is currently spending his 10th Vasa in Subang Jaya Buddhist Association. Venerable is no stranger to many who tune in regularly to his Dhamma sharing in Hokkien every Thursday morning. Venerable is from Penang and currently staying at a center called Vimutti Vana in Ai Itam. Prior to Venerable renunciation, Venerable was doing accounting, company secretarial practice, and insurance. And in 1999, Venerable joined a novice program organized by the late Chief Reverend Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda on his 80th birthday. The program had inspired Venerable to pursue more seriously his learning and practice of the Dhamma. And in 2012, Venerable decided to go to Myanmar to further his practice and was renounced as a bhikkhu there. If you do have any questions, please feel free to type in the comment at the comment box, and Venerable will answer those questions at the end of his talk. So with respect, I would like to invite Venerable Ariya-dassana for his Dhamma sharing. Over to you, Venerable.
Okay, Otu. Let's pay respect to the projector. Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi. Okay, now we shall recite the Tisarana and 5 precepts. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Pancasila. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Kamisu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Suramiraya Majapamadhatana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Apamanadena Sampanita. Strive on with diligence. Okay, today this is our third session. We have covered the 2 sessions already. Earlier I've covered the Dhammapada story about Jakupala, the Dambadatika, Kukutamita, remember the girl who helped her husband to prepare for the shooting. And Koka, the hunter who was attacked by his own dog. Last one is a Brahmin. He went to see Thera Sariputta. So today there are a few more stories. Okay. Once in a village not far from Veluvana. Veluvana is a bamboo grove donated by the king. I think King Bimbisara. I'm not sure which king. There are 2 kings. So there was once a butcher. He used to sell pork lah. So normally, as a butcher, they will slaughter the pig. Then he sell the meat. Last time they don't have a abattoir like now. You have a central abattoir. Last time, if you want to sell meat, you have to slaughter your own animal. So he was very cruel. And throughout his 55 years of being a butcher, he never do any good deeds. What are good deeds? Dana, Sila, Bhavana. So before he died, because he's very cruel, remember? Probably when he killed the animal, he just cut off it by piece or how, very cruel. So when he died, 7 days before he died, 7 whole days before he died, he was crawling around on his hands and knees like a pig and squealing away. So it's just like hell on earth, hell in the human plane. So after that he died and he was born in Avicii hell. Remember, Avicii hell is one of the most notorious hell. 4 sides, all metal sheet, burning red hot. Bottom on the ground is metal sheet, burning red hot, and on top, not the sky, the ceiling, metal sheet, also red hot, all around red hot. There's nowhere for you to stand. The minute you stand, you jump up again. You keep on jumping up and down. So he has to suffer in hell. So for those, I think our Buddhist member very few who sell meat. Last time they slaughter their own, but now it's from the slaughterhouse. You are not allowed to slaughter the animal yourself nowadays. I think maybe true for hygiene. Sometimes the animal may have died, then you still cut out and sell. So this one, he had to slaughter himself. Probably he's slaughtered in a very cruel and a very crude way. So he inflict a lot of harm and pain on animals. That's why the last few days he has to suffer. No, there's no escape one if you do bad deeds. Even the Buddha also. The Buddha during the last 3 months, he was having diarrhea. Because Buddha said in one of his past life, he was a physician also. So one lady come and seek treatment, and in the end never pay. So same thing like Chakupala. You say, oh, your sickness still got a little bit left. You take the booster, take the booster, then you'll be okay. But the minute you take the booster, the sickness comes back, got worse. So be careful. Another story is a very long story, this one, but maybe I will cut short because got a few more stories. 1, 2, 3 more stories. This is about Samawati. Samawati is one of the queen of at that time Udena, King Udena. Actually there are more than 2 kings in India at that time, King Bimbisara and already something want to recall something very difficult. There's another one called King Udena, maybe a smaller county or some smaller state. So she got a queen called Markandeya. Markandeya was a very pretty lady, and many handsome prince came to ask for her hands, but the parents feel that they are not worthy to get her daughter as a wife. So finally she offered the daughter to Buddha. Asked Buddha to marry the daughter. Buddha, how can? Buddha is already enlightened, where got one all this sensual pleasure. So Buddha knew that the parents can be converted already. So he said, no, I don't want this one. Even the Mara's daughter, so charming, so pretty, I also don't want. I don't want even to touch the body with my foot, my feet. Dirty, stinky. So Markandeya got very offended because of the remark made by the Buddha. But the parents start to realize. So Markandeya was waiting for opportunity to revenge on the Buddha. So meanwhile, this Samawati, she is also another queen. So Markandeya is also another queen. Last time you got money, you can marry, how many queen you want to marry also can. You got money, you can marry. Or how many wife you want also can. As long as you have the money to take care of them, you got the resources, you can take care of them, okay. So this Samawati got 500 maids, and among them is there's one maid called Kujutara. Kujutara, she was assigned to buy flowers for Samawati. So every day she was giving some money to buy the flower the next day. But normally she used only half the money. Half the money she keep for herself, she pocket the difference. Because the queen don't know the price of flower, probably buy a lot. So every day she got this dirty money. So one day, as she was going to the palace to offer the flower to Samawati, this Kujutara, he saw the Buddha giving a sermon. So he listened to the sermon, and he got Sotapanna. So this Sotapanna means what, Sota means hearer. Panya means wisdom. So you get the wisdom from hearing. So that's why some monks, especially I think Bhante Dhamma Buddha, he said that you must hear somebody's voice to get the wisdom. So that's how we get Sotapanna. But I think now no need to listen because properly you can read. Last time, because the Buddha's time, there was no books. It's not recorded anywhere. It's all maintained in the monk's memory. There are certain monks who can remember, especially in Myanmar. There are many monks, some of them at a very young age, they ordained already, and they went to the university. So the whole life is spent on studying the Buddha Dhamma, and they can recite everything. The minute you recite, they hear you. Okay, this is it. They can continue reciting everything, all the sutta, Vinaya, without mistake, without looking at anything, they can remember. So last time also the same. So a lot of Arahant, they can remember. Even Ananda, who was not an Arahant yet, he can remember everything. That's why you call the treasury of the Dhamma. So these people, they spend the whole life studying the Dhamma, so they can recite. So this Kujutara attained Sotapanna already. So she went back to the palace. She repeat the whole discourse for Samawati to listen. And Samawati was very impressed. So from that day onwards, Samawati said, you don't need to buy flower already. You don't need to buy flower. You just go and listen to the Dhamma talk. Wherever Buddha is, you go and listen. Listen, you come back and you repeat the same thing to us, to Samawati, as well as the other 499 maids. So all of them are very keen learner of the Dhamma. So from that day onwards, and also when this Kujutara, he attained Sotapanna, she confessed to Samawati, so that every time you give the money to me, I pocket half and I buy half and use half the money to buy the flower. That's why today so much flower, because I use, after listening to Dhamma, I'm scared already. I dare not do this sort of thing already. I'm scared already to earn this dirty money. So the whole sum of money you gave to me, 100% I use it to buy flowers. So you see, a person who has attained the first state of sainthood, they are not do evil deed already. They are not break the 5 precepts. Because they have seen a glimpse of Nibbana. A glimpse. So actually, Sotapanna is still very low. But at least they have a glimpse of Nibbana, and it's called the stream enterer, because it's entered the stream to Nibbana, no turning back. Buddha say once a person attains Sotapanna, he dare not do any evil deeds already. They not do purposely, but if do unintentionally, yes, someone can. Really. So a Sotapanna, Buddha say is very safe. No? The maximum you have is 7 more lifetime. But you don't worry. A lot of people very scared. They want to attain Nibbana, but nearer they scared. What happened to my soul? Once you attain Sotapanna, you understand what is the soul. You have no worry. So once you attain Sotapanna, Buddha says 7 more lifetime. Otherwise, don't know how many more lifetime we have. Buddha said the tears, remember not, the tears we cry is more than the water in the 4 mighty ocean. So we have countless time. Buddha said the first point of life cannot be known. So no matter, Buddha has gone back to many past life, but he cannot go until, no point actually, until the first life. Buddha he can do that, but we all not possible. Buddha can do that, but it is not worth it. Buddha gave a simile. He say, if you are shot by an arrow, a poison arrow, immediately you pull out the arrow and try to get the poison out. Maybe squeeze the blood out to get the poison out. When you got shot by the arrow, don't find out where does this arrow come from, what is it made of, where the poison come from, what is it. Don't go and find out all these things. Immediately go and do the necessary. So important thing is for us, when the Buddha's teaching is still around, we listen to the sutta. important thing, you listen to the sutta, the four Nikaya. Then you put into practice whatever you learn, you put in practice. That's why you call living in accordance with the Dhamma. Don't listen 1 year, detail a year, the Dhamma go out. So you must always retain in your memory and live in accordance with the Dhamma. So from day on, Samawati, she every day listen to Dhamma and come back and repeat to Samawati and the 499 means. So after that, Samawati was very impressed with the Buddha and have a urge to see the Buddha, because so far I've never seen. Even though I'm the queen, actually they don't have much freedom. The queen want to go out must get permission from the king. Cannot simply go out. The king usually go and see the Buddha, but the king never bring the queen along. Always go by himself with the other minister. So they are all female. Normally it's called locked up, like a prison like that, but living in luxurious prison. So Kuchutara taught her a method. He said the wall there, we dig holes, dig holes on the wall there. So when the Buddha pass by, sometimes go on arms round, pass by, then we can peep and see the Buddha, and when see the Buddha, we pay respect to the Buddha. So okay, after that they dig hole. Maybe ask the maid to dig, or ask some servant to dig. So after some time, Markandeya noticed. So Markandeya, remember, he was very jealous of Buddha as well as Samawati. Normally like that one. First wife, second wife, third wife, all cannot get along. They all want to be the favorite of the husband. So this one, Samawati want to be the favorite of the king. So she go and report to the king. Say that Markandeya is not faithful to you. Markandeya thinking of having affair with the Buddha or things like that. So, but the king doesn't believe. So after that, so she after she know, then they close up the hole, so the Samawati cannot see already. So this Markandeya was very sore, because he told the king just close up the hole and do nothing, because the king know that Samawati is not that bad. And after listening to the Dhamma, where got turn the other way around, right? So he covered the whole lady. Then after that, she want to plan to kill Samawati. So Markandeya planned for the Buddha to visit Samawati's place of residence. So she purposely, you know the king like to play flute one. So one day she hide a small snake inside the flute, and both sides covered up with flower. So when the king came to Samawati quarters, so Markandeya sneak in to remove the flower from one hole, so that the snake will have less chance of escaping. So when the king take out the flute, the snake fall out. See? Wow. So Markandeya said, you see, Samavati will try to kill you. So there's a plan. So after that, the king also was not influenced by a plot. She still trusts Samavati. So after that, you know what she do? This Makandiya got no other way of killing Samavati. So he called his uncle. Because after the parents after they're listening to the Dhamma, after the Buddha member, he said that the daughter, I don't even want to use my feet to touch. Then they attain second stage of sainthood. I think second stage. Anagami, third stage of sainthood. After listening to but of course they have learned meditation before. So you must have jhana before you can attain anagami. To attain anagami, there are 5 requirements. Number 1, you must get rid of sakkaya ditthi. That means the wrong view of the body. Wrong view of the body means you think the body is you. You are the body. You are in the body is in you. You got nothing to do with the body. Because when you die, you leave the body here. You don't bring the body along like clothing. You can't. Number 2, you have to get rid of these the rites and rituals. For example, some people say 1st and 15th, new moon day, full moon day, cannot sweep the floor, cannot shampoo the head. Then some people have the belief, this year the Angkong, the god say, my life this year in Hokkien Ang Su Pe Su means people's wedding, people's funeral, you cannot attend. Some people believe in this. So once you are Sotapanna, you got totally no belief in this. In Penang, we have popular two occasions during Chinese New Year. They went on the second day. They buy Ho the Ho is a tiger spirit. Then the other one they Gui Cai Sui. Gui Cai Sui, you know how to do? They take a bear, one pile of joss paper, until the feet into it. Then after they use a sweeper, no, beat the joss paper. They say, okay, Gui Cai Sui already. You escape the bad calamities already. So once you are Sotapanna, you don't go for all these things already. All these things you know that it is superstition. Then the third one, you have total faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. 100% faith, Some people don't have 100%. They say, hey, Buddha also human being. What's the difference between me and Buddha? Maybe Buddha wear robe, I don't wear robe for me. They don't have belief in the Buddha and the Dhamma. Buddha say one, are you sure 100% correct? He also say from his mouth only. Some people don't believe. So first 3 you get rid, you attain Sotapanna. Second, the fourth one is sensual desire and greed. You cut by about half. Then the anger, you also cut by around half or more. I don't know. Buddha says substantially. So you get rid of the first 3, then you cut the other 2, then you become a Sakadagami, means a once returner. A once returner, you come back to human life only once. And after that, if you still cannot attain, you go to the Bhama world already. So for the third stage of sainthood, your sensual desire and greed totally cut. Then anger also totally cut, no anger at all. Remember I told you the story about Lakuntaka? People come and because he was so short, he was a dwarf, maybe 3 or 4 feet high only. Every time people come and touch his head, Hokkien say soi thao kak no, and then hey uncle, you chapa boy eat already or not? Are you tired of being so short? All these things. Then after some time people ask Buddha, how come Lakuntaka people tease him and say so not so nice word to him, but yet he is not angry? Buddha say Lakuntaka is a Arahant already. Arahant never get angry. So don't simply call monks name. They are Arahant, you also don't know. Because Arahant, they are more simple. No? There are some monks, the longer they are in group, the more ego they have. The more complicated they want the life to be. They want this, they want that, everything they want. Where Arahant, no? Contented with little. Buddha say what? In fact, in the Karaniya Metta Sutta, Sutta on loving kindness, it's already said what are the things people have to do. One of it is a few ones are easily contented. So Arahant, so for the third stage of sainthood, you know already, get rid of the lower 5. Then the third stage of sainthood is called Anagami, means they don't come back to this human plane anymore. They go to the Brahma world, that means higher than the 6th heaven. But for the Anagami, you need strong meditation. That means you must have the jhana. You must have right concentration. Right concentration means the 4 jhana. Then to be an Arahant, you have to get rid of another 5 higher factors. The 5 lower factors you get rid already. Remember? Then the 5 higher one is attachment to form realm and attachment to formless realm. Because in the Brahma world, you got the beings with body and beings without body. So you are either attached to one. Then you have to get rid of ego. Because in the third stage, you still have ego. Then you have to get rid of restlessness and worry. And the last one, you have to get rid of ignorance. Then you become Arahant. Arahant means you no more rebirth law. But once you reach that state, your thinking is totally different. Because as we call it Putujana, we still have idea of a soul. After I die, what happened to my soul? If I go to Nirvana, how about my soul? Where my soul go? So they are scared. So you just practice, no need to be scared. As the time comes, you will understand that the soul is of no use to you. Buddha say we human beings are only 5 aggregates. Remember? What are the 5 aggregates? Number 1, the body. Body is only earth, water, fire, and wind. 4 elements only. When you die, what happens to your body? Your flesh will become pus and turn into liquid. And will go to the ground. So where's your water? The heat will escape from the body becomes cold, and there's no more air in your body. So 4 aggregates. Then you have feeling. the feeling of happiness, sadness, contentment, jealousy, this sort of feeling, anger, then perception, then volition. Mental volition means you want to act, and last one, the consciousness, the five consciousness, ear, eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. So human beings only, not only human beings, all beings are only five aggregates. So once you attain Nibbana, so you don't have to worry, no more rebirth means no more body, no more body means no more pain here and there, no suffering already. So okay, so this Samavati, she already attained, some of them are Sakadagami, the second stage of sainthood already, after listening to Dhamma and practicing meditation. So when Markandeya realized that all her plans failed and didn't manage to convince the king, no point what, because he keep on giving new story, the king will know that it's due to jealousy. So what he do, he asked his uncle. So the parents already, once they become Anagami, they renounce also. So the parents entrusted her to the king, to the uncle to take care of her. So the uncle later arranged for the king to marry Markandeya. So now her plan is what? She got her uncle and called many volunteers to burn Markandeya and all the 500 maids alive. But because they probably due to some previous karma, so this life they have to be burned alive. So what they do is, they know they can't escape everywhere, all around the whole palace. Usually the queen also have their own palace, so the whole palace surrounded and burned already. So what they do, they sit down and meditate. So they are burned alive. So when the king heard of it, the king faster rushed back. So the king knew that this is not accidental. The fire don't simply burn until like that. So the king also got an idea. So the king must be someone who really loves me very much, who really cares for my welfare. Then they burn Markandeya and all the maids alive, knowing that Markandeya is trying to kill me. So when Markandeya heard it, he said, "Yeah, I'm the one who planned it. Because I know that Markandeya was trying to harm you, trying to kill you so many times, but yet you didn't take any action. So now I burn her and all the maids, all dead already. So now you are safe. No, you're safe. Yeah, nobody is going to harm you anymore." So the king said, "Very good, very good. Markandeya, yeah, very good. I want to present you and your uncle and all the volunteers appropriately." So he invited them all to come to one place and meanwhile he get all the soldiers and kill them on the spot. So Markandeya died at the hands of the soldiers. So in the end, she had to die. So you kill someone, there's no escape one. Somehow or other, you will face the consequences. What more, this Markandeya is not even a Sotapanna. If you have become a Sotapanna or Anagami, probably because of the good deeds that they do, because when you become Sotapanna or Sakadagami or Anagami, you keep on doing good already. one of the good things to do is meditation. Meditation is the highest merit. Because if you can meditate until 7 days, 7 nights, Nigoda Samapatti, when you come out from that state, any food offered to you is very high merit. So this is a very meritorious. So meditation, very high karma, very high good karma. So Magandia in the end died, and the uncle and all the volunteer. So if you volunteer the right thing, don't volunteer the wrong thing. Because volunteering is also one of the meritorious deeds. Later when we go into do good, volunteering is one of the meritorious deeds. So when the Buddha was told about incident, he said that those who are mindful do not die. Those who are mindful, like Samawati and all the maids, they get a good rebirth. Maybe in this life they owe this Magandia some karma, owe debts to pay. So in the next life, maybe they burn already, that means die already, that means settle already, the accounts closed. So next life will have a better life, especially if you are anagami. So anagami, where's the next? They are sakadagami. Sakadagami come back as human being or go to heaven. So you come back as a human being, also you have a better life. You won't be born, let's say, in the beggar family, lower caste family, untouchable family. No, you will be able to born in a better family. So this is Magandiya. Devadatta. Also the Devata is trying to kill the Buddha many times. Devadatta is actually Buddha's cousin. Actually cousin and brother-in-law, because Buddha married Prince Siddhartha. Don't say Buddha when he was a prince, before he became a monk. He married Yashodhara, who is the sister of Devadatta. So, but later Devadatta was because of ego, he want to take over the Sangha. Like I told you, how can he take over the Sangha? He's not even a Sotapanna. How can he take over, control over Sariputta, Moggallana, Angulimala, Mahakassapa, all these who are Arahant. So it's impossible, and because he is not wise, the Buddha refused to let him take over the Sangha. So he keep on planning to take over the Sangha, but when he failed, he left and he brought a lot of monks along, especially new monks who are not wise enough. He brought along. So later Buddha asked Sariputta and Moggallana to go and preach to the new monks, and eventually a lot of them came back when they know that the Devadatta teach the wrong thing, so they came back. So at one time the Buddha was at Voucher Peak. Voucher Peak is still around. When you go for pilgrimage, you can visit. It's quite high up, but a lot of people can climb. Even old men, old people also can climb. During the second trip I went, there's one old woman, 70 over years old. She can also climb up to Voucher Peak without any problem. And on the bus, she was the most cooperative devotee. Other younger devotees make so much complaint, but she no complaint. So Walter Speak is still around. One day Buddha was giving a talk at Walter Speak. So as the Buddha was walking down, Devadatta rolled a large rock down the hill, intending to crush Buddha to death. But Buddha cannot be killed. Buddha must die a natural death. Only an Arahant can be killed. Buddha cannot. The most you can injure the Buddha only. So the rock split and a splinter flew onto Buddha's feet and injured the feet only. So the Buddha feet bleeded out. So because of that, Devadatta had to be reborn in hell. So after everything failed, so finally Devadatta want to come back, and one day he was very ill. He fall sick. There's one time he want to divide the monks into two groups. The book he said that all the monks must take vegetarian. All the monks must wear red clothes. Cannot stay in a kuti. Must stay at the foot. Must stay at the foot of the tree. That means all the monks must go through hard life. They cannot go for house dana. So he want to set a lot of rules. Buddha refused, because we monks cannot eat vegetarian only. Because if you are invited, people offer you, even though if you are not invited, even though we go pinapata, sometimes people offer meat, fish, we have to take, we cannot refuse. Buddha say when we go pinapata, must go from one house to another continuously. We cannot skip houses one. Unless we go to that house, nothing lah. We must go to every house. We cannot pick and choose. Sometimes, this house give good food now. We go to that house. This house give not so nice food now. We skip that. Cannot. We have to go to every house until we have enough lah. Until to eat, then we can come back. So the Buddha don't allow us to choose. That's how we train ourselves to get rid of greed. So if you never train yourself, you want to eat good food, you always go to the house and give a lot of good food. So we are not allowed to do that. Even eating from the bowl, we cannot choose from the front, from the top. Now we have to eat systematically or finish. You cannot choose. I want to eat. This one I cannot finish. I throw away. Cannot. So he want to introduce so many things Buddha views because it is not practical. When we go for Pindapat, we say to the day, we are vegetarian, we cannot eat fish, we have to eat, everything we have to eat. So unless you come back, you are more than enough to eat, then you can choose. So one day Devadatta fell ill. So, and ill for 9 months already, So finally he said that, I think my time is up already. So he also realized that what he has done is not right. So finally he had this thought. So he want to go and seek forgiveness from the Buddha. But because he cannot seek forgiveness from the Buddha already. He has done so much bad. So he asked his pupil to carry him to Buddha. So the minute he set his foot down on the ground opened up and he was swallowed down into the earth, into hell. So better don't do bad things. So the last story is quite a controversial story. This is called Kundalan Kesi. He was the daughter of a rich man, very rich man, a very pretty lady. Then one day, a thief was led to be executed. A thief, got caught and supposed to be executed. Remember, Dhamma chop people's head, supposed to be chopped off probably by Dhamma. So, but she fall in love with that thief. Strange thing, she fall in love with that thief, and she refused to eat, she refused to do anything. She want to die. So finally, the parents no choice, out of pity for her, out of love for her, arranged to bribe the prisoner warden. So managed to get the thief out. Don't know how to bribe, I don't know lah. So managed to get the thief out. So let her marry. Of course, they cannot stay in the same place. They have to go to another place. So the thief being the thief, what she wants is money and valuables only. She don't really love the girl. She don't really love Kundala Kesi one. So one day, and the parents also give her a lot of jewelry, a lot of money to live, so that they won't have to suffer. They can support themselves without working also. So went to stay in a place. Then one day, she went for a walk with the husband. The husband said, let's go for a walk. Pretend. Actually, they go hiking. When they reach the top of the hill, the husband tell her a lie. Say that we must go to the top of the mountain to pay respect to the Deva, the guardian Deva, for allowing me to save my life and allowing me to marry you. So he say want to thank the guardian Deva. So ask her to bring all the jewelry. So she innocently brought along all the jewelries. So when they reached the top of the hill, he say, I want to kill you. What I want is all your jewelries and all your valuables. I'm not interested in you. A thief is a thief. Probably, don't know lah. People, if let's say got so much to live on, and got a beautiful wife, must be contented. He is not contented. So he wanted to kill her. So she pleaded with the husband, never mind, I give her all the jewelry, all the valuables you can take. I don't want, I can give it to you. They know, I want to kill you also. Because if you go back, you go and tell her parents, then they will look for me. So she want to kill him. So she know that she got no chance to survive already. How can a lady survive attacked by a man? Someone bring his knife, everything. He got nothing, barehanded, cannot defend herself. So luckily she was quite intelligent also. Say, okay lah, since this is my last moment of life, let me pay respect to you as a husband. So the husband agreed. So she circumambulate the husband, go around the husband a few times. So after the husband was standing, not knowing already, she pushed the husband down the slope, and finally the husband died. So she killed the husband. She caused the husband to die. But I think she caused the husband to die. Didn't kill him directly. I think in law also got different. If you murder, you kill someone, or you cause someone to die, also different charges. They call some is manslaughter, all these terms. So not very bad karma, just like Moggallana pushed his parents down the hill. So she also did the same thing. So the guardian spirits up there say, you are very smart girl. So because of that, her life was saved. So after that, he was so upset lah, no? Her jewelry, everything she also don't want already. She left it on the tree. Whoever want to take lah. So she go and join the Paribhajika, means wandering female ascetic. She joined them, and she learned a lot of skills lah, from them lah, because they learn a lot of things lah. The wandering female ascetic, they learn something called sophistry, means like in debate lah, all these things lah. Actually, these are no use one. Still, the Buddha's teaching is better. You don't go and learn all these things. Learn the moon, the star lah. Look at the good day, bad day lah. No use one lah. Doesn't help you in attaining Nibbana. Help you in getting money, yes. You can earn some money from there. But the Buddha say all the other things are wrong occupation. Our occupation is just study the Dhamma, meditation, and nothing else. So if we want to go and help people to do chanting, okay lah. So if they want to give an ampao, okay lah, give to my kapia lah, no? So Buddha don't want us to be involved in money. Always put our mind on practicing only. Practicing letting go. They want to give us money also, no. Want to give, no, don't want to give, never mind lah. Want to give, okay lah. If I need something, I ask my kapia to buy lah. So Buddha don't want us to be concerned with money. So she was very skillful. She can ask so many questions, nobody can answer. So one time, Sariputta came, met Reverend Sariputta. So Sariputta took up the challenge to debate with her. Sariputta can answer all the questions, 1,000 questions, she can answer all. So it's time for Sariputta to ask her a question. What is the one? She don't know how to answer. Then Sariputta say, you want to know the answer? Okay, you must be ordained as a bhikkhuni first. So she agreed, she ordained as a bhikkhuni. So later on, she become a bhikkhuni already. Then Sariputta taught her all the suttas, a lot of suttas. Then later, within a few days, she became Arahant. So even though she pushed somebody down the slope, the hill, the effect of the bad karma is not great, not that great. She can still become a Arahant. Whereas this King Ajatasattu, even a Sotapanya also cannot become. Because of why? Because it caused the father to die. This one caused the husband, never mind. Not important. Important one is father, mother, Arahant, and Buddha. These four, you go and do them any harm, big karma will follow you. You cannot escape. So she was able to become Arahant. And no more rebirth. No more suffering. So in the evening, when the Buddha talked with the disciple, so this question came out: how come this Kundala Kesi only learned so little from Reverend Sariputta, and only a few days she can become Arahant? Buddha says it doesn't matter much or little, as long as you understand. One sentence is better than 100 sentences. So the Dhamma is very important. Okay, I tell you all the story about killing already. Next. session, we go into the next akusala karma is stealing. Stealing, there are less story. The only killing got a lot of story. But actually got a lot more, but it can be told in other factors. Okay, so now we end for our Q&A session. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Venerable, for sharing those very interesting stories in quotes to stress your point for our easy understanding. You have given us more examples today. They created a better understanding of the different intentions, our actions, and also the consequence of how it can affect our karma. So I'm not going to waste more time now. We shall now proceed to the Q&A with Bhante. So, Radhajit, do you have any questions from? Please type in your questions in the comment box. It will be visible to us. Okay, Bhante, the first question. Bhante, how bad is the karma for those who join the armed forces, like the police or the army, and they have to sometimes kill people to protect the citizens or the country? How do you?
Oh, if you look at one of the second story, I think, regarding this Tambadika, where he has to chop people's head. So this police or army, they are joining because they are doing the duty. So by right, there is no bad karma involved. But also depend on their behavior. Because like you see this um, Vietnamese War, the army went around to rape people, rob people. Of course, that one they have to bear the karma. So if they are just to protect the country only, there is no karma, right? Because this is something outside their duty. Uh, the government didn't ask them to rape people, they rob people, right? They go and do all these things. So there is bad karma for that. For us, if they do their own duty, even though if they have to kill, there's no karma. The Buddha, in fact, did mention that if you protect your country, uh, protect the citizen, there's no karma.
Thank you, Bhante. I have another question here. Bhante, in self-defense, but with intention to hurt the other person to protect himself, and the other person died, Does this tantamount to having bad intention to kill?
If you refer to the last story, Kundala, because the husband wanted to kill her, then in order to protect her own self, she planned or something to push her husband down, and the husband died. Then there's no karma. That's self-protection. And on top of that, she can also attain Arahant. Clear, no? When I think it boils down to the first intention, because the first intention was the husband want to kill her. Hers is a defense only. Defense only, no bad karma. So, for example, if let's say a dog want to bite you, you go and hit the dog and the dog died. So I think there's no karma because in self defense lah.
Thank you, Bhante. Do we have any more questions? So if no more questions, you're really quite late now. Thank you, Bhante, for sharing your answers to the few questions. I believe it has provided us with a better understanding, also clarifying some of the doubts many of us may have.
Yeah, some may sound controversial. At least we have the story from the Buddha's time to prove it.
Yeah, it does. Okay, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, over the last 1 hour, we've all spent our time with a calm, attentive, and peaceful state of mind, listening to the Dhamma. And with the merits we have all accumulated, I would like to request Bhante Ariya-dassana to lead us in the sharing of those merits we had all accumulated with our loved ones, departed relatives and friends, and also all beings.
Okay, let us compose our mind and we start our sharing. Idam no punya bagam mata pitu nancha. That's our parents. Ariya nancha, our teachers. Sabha satanan nancha, all beings. Sabha mitanancha, our friends. Sabha natinancha, our relative. Sabha pitanancha, all departed beings. Sabha devanancha, bhajema, and devas. Inam no punya bagam, sabha sadanam dema, sabha tabi sata suki hontu. Idam minya dinam hotu, tukita hontu nya tayo. Idam minya dinam hotu, tukita hontu nya tayo. Idam minya dinam hotu, tukita hontu nya tayo. Idam me punyam. Imina punya kamena, bame bala samagamo, satam samagamo hotu, yavani panapatiya. Idam me punyam, asawa kayam, waham hotu. Idam me punyam, nibbana sa patayo hotu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu. Thank you very much, Venerable, and also thank you to all who have participated throughout this evening session. Before we end, let us put our palm together to pay homage to the Triple Gem. Buddham Pujemi, Dhammang Pujemi, Sangham Pujemi. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Venerable Ariya-dassana will be sharing part 4 of his Dhamma talk next Wednesday on the 20th of October at the same time. So we look forward to seeing all of you again. So may all of you be well, happy, peaceful, and do stay safe with your families and loved ones. Thank you again. Sabe Sata Sukita Hontu. Good night, everybody.
Bahung sahan semabhinim mitesayudantang ngirimi kelang uditego Sasena